Are we exaggerating how bad Liverpool are right now? Are we exaggerating, ladies and gentlemen? Arne Slot should be given the time to fix what's happened right now at Liverpool Football Club. Konate suffers a minor injury and comes back from the France camp to Liverpool Football Club. We're going to be talking about whether we should be starting Ekitike or Isak. Sit back, enjoy. This is LFC Avengers. Football is back, ladies and gentlemen, which now means it's time to get your team's football shirt. But I'm not trying to pay £120 for a football shirt. I'm just saying. But I have found the solution for myself and for you, the lovely audience of the Don Husam channel, with your own coupon promo code. And this is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got to do is just go to okjersey.com. As you guys can see, all the options are there. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan, you guys already know. And then this is the shirt. Look how amazing it looks. I'm just gonna go pick my size, and then after that I'm gonna choose the Premier League patch. And listen, I'm too old to be putting any player names on the back, so I'm just gonna get it as it is. I'm gonna click add to cart, view cart. And this is the same thing that you guys do on any website. You proceed to checkout, you fill in all your information, and then after that, coupon code Husam. When you click this coupon code, you get a 8% discount. Enjoy shopping, guys. Hi, guys. Big up Callum, big up Tom, big up Jamie. You guys good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, not too
All
bad.
all good.
How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Today I actually woke up, had breakfast, I'm ready. I had my 4 eggs, had my protein cheese. You get me? We're building, baby. We're building.
I had a jammy
How's
dogger
fun?
and a cup of tea.
Jamie Dodgers.
I woke up 20 minutes ago.
I saw them on the Robertson Milner video. I remember them now. I remember them
That's
now.
where you know Jamie Dodgers from.
Yeah, but it's different.
I don't think
culture,
they're going to get me in Jordan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I know, but like you've been working with British like people for how many years now? I would have thought that you would have seen.
Yeah, but
one of them
dunking
reference
tea
it.
and biscuits is not really part of the culture. Let me show you what we dunk in biscuits. Wait.
What, you dunking biscuits?
Yeah, we have something else. We have like our own thing that we dunk in biscuits. Let me see. I'll show you exactly what I mean now. Yes. See, we have like, this is the type of stuff that we dunk in biscuits. I'll show you.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah. Like we have like different types of stuff that we dunk in biscuits. It's kind of it's a little bit similar to biscuits, but it's our own stuff. Like we call this kak.
You call this what?
Kak. You cannot say that. So just you get me. I won't even attempt it. Stuff like this is probably what we. This is the stuff that we dunk in biscuits. In tea,
What?
sorry.
What is the texture of that?
It's very hard, and it has like sesame taste.
The cack is very hard, is it? Fucking hell. This isn't going well for you, this. The cack is very hard when you put it in your mouth.
Oh no!
You know, Tom, you're doing what I expected Jamie to do. Like, look at you. How are you the one making this joke? The thing is, I don't know if there is something similar to it in your culture. I don't think any you guys have anything similar to this. Yeah, I don't think
No.
you do.
Yeah, I've not seen
We
it.
certainly don't talk about it as openly if we do.
It's cack. Can you say cack? You can't. You get me? You can't say even if you attempted it.
I'm not joking.
You sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger when you
Give me the chopper.
get me to the chopper.
I hate doing this show. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing.
Less than
every
5
single
minutes
one
in
of
and
you.
we already got that out of him. That's got to be
Yeah.
a new record there.
Yeah, you guys should have heard what Tom was asking as well pre-stream, but we let that be a private conversation. Yeah, we let that be a private conversation. You should have heard Cal's dream. Complete liar, by the way. But big
Not
up.
complete lie. I've explained it.
Complete liar, by the way. But yeah, big up. You know, people dream of like, you know, ending up with like his probable real dream is maybe being with Halle Berry or something for 15 minutes.
No.
That's his real dream.
Dean,
You
give
get
me a
me?
bit of credit, bro.
10.
15 minutes is me giving you credit. 15 minutes is the definition of me giving you credit because I could have taken the piss and said 15 seconds because that's more closer to reality if you ended up with Halle Berry. I'm so tired, guys. You see all.
I like how I was the one that made the cock joke and Cal's the one getting flamed.
This is what I'm saying. I can't win.
I don't think Cal ever gets flamed on the show. I think Cal is like the upper statesman. Everyone loves him. No one cooks him.
What?
So suddenly Callum is going to be the guy that everyone cooks, apparently. That's a complete lie.
What? No, it's not. Ask your
I don't
chat.
think we don't dunk on you at all.
Pause. But yes, I
Dunk
What?
on you is not a pause. That's basketball. That's basketball.
ask the chat if I don't get like trouble every show.
Okay. I believe the one that gets pressed the most on Kopish is Drifty.
No, it's not.
Chat,
Cal,
which member of Kopish
Cal gets the
pressed
most abuse from the chat on Coppish.
Hands down.
Yeah, but abuse from the chat is different. He deserves that. I'm talking about like from
Oh,
from fellow panelists. I think Drifty gets the most shit. But
I'll be honest, Sam. I'm going to back my former tag team partner here. We did spend all summer selling him. He has a fucking curse on his head because like, shit.
I had people approaching me at the parade saying, "Oh, big up Cal, but just don't speak about Florian." Like, what are we doing there?
No, they did.
they actually said that to you at the parade.
Yeah, they
Shut
did.
up,
Yeah.
please. Yes, Jamie. Jamie.
Yes,
Oh,
they
right
did.
there. That was Tom.
That is such nasty work. That's nasty work. Did they actually say that to you in the parade as well?
Yes. The train station on the way up there, the parade itself. Yes.
Curtis Jones screamed at him from the.
First. Let me just grab these supers before we start the show. You get me. Big up to Nags Games who says, never going to Japan during LFC season again. Woke up at 1:30 a.m. twice to get dunked on with 90+ minute goals twice. Hey, maybe you are the curse. Speaking of curses, never go to Japan ever again during this season, bro. It's just, yeah. It's been a rough 3 games in a row. You get me. Actually, then you flew there. I think before Crystal Palace next games. So it was 3 games if I count Galatasaray. Also, now you know what it's like for foreign fans.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have had to wake up at 1:30 for the Galatasaray game because it was later on in the day.
Yes, Galatasaray would have probably been like 7:30 for him in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Plus, there wasn't a 90th minute goal in the Galatasaray game.
Look, I slept through Galatasaray.
Yeah,
I love he just admitted it was 4 a.m. Fairs. He just slept through it. I respect the honesty. Slot needs to find a way to play Ekitike and Isak together. Having one of them on the bench is a waste of quality. Mito, I'll make sure we discuss this because this is one of the topics as well that I've got in mind that I want to discuss. I'm going to 100% talk about it. Regardless, look, big up to all of you guys. LFC Avengers, we're here. This time on time, not an hour late because Callum overslept. So, hit the like button.
Cal's not the one who gets flamed, though, guys. Cal's not the one who
Hit
gets
the like
flamed.
button. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And the first question I want to ask Callum is, and we're gonna start with him because he's the voice of reason. Do you think we're exaggerating a little bit what's happening at Liverpool right now?
I don't think most Liverpool fans are. I think it's mostly coming from the rivals. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think most Liverpool fans have called it what it is. Slot's getting things wrong, and there's quite a few players out of form at the moment. Nothing crazy, frustrating to watch, annoying to watch because of the expectation going into the season and the fact that we're also excited about the new signings. But I don't think it's been Liverpool fans as a whole. I think there's been a minority of Liverpool fans doing it, which is fair. They're allowed their opinion, but I think it's mainly come from the rivals. And I think we as Liverpool, I can only speak for us four, we've been kind of pushing back on that narrative, being like, the whole Slot out thing is being blown out of proportion. The whole Liverpool are finished or wasted or whatever silly phrase you want to fry is just going out of proportion. Like, I do think we need to turn it around, and I think we will. Depending on how long it takes, obviously depends on the manager and the players, but I don't think most Liverpool fans have gone overboard. Like 3 losses in a row is not ideal, but when you actually break down the context of those losses, we lose a game to Crystal Palace where, and again, I'm not making excuses here because we could have been 4-5-0 down at half time against Crystal Palace, but the first goal they score comes from a corner that shouldn't have been a corner, and then they get a late winner in the end. Then the game we lose against Galatasaray shouldn't have been a penalty, and they win the game 1-0. And then the game against Chelsea, we lose by a late goal. So I'm not sitting there massively concerned. I'm more frustrated than anything, but I do trust Slot to turn things around. I trust the players to get back on form and deliver the Premier League this season.
I
Guys,
think
what do you want?
I think it's just a case of look, people are Liverpool will it's been a week. That's the funny thing. Everyone sits there and they make out like it's been this fucking mad thing. It's been 1 week. It's been a week of bad form. Liverpool have had weeks of bad form before it happens in football, especially with everything that's gone on this year. And when you factor in, you know, how long it's going to take for 6 new signings to adapt to a team, because you know this isn't fucking career mode where they come in and there's no problems. Some players are going to need a bit of time. Some players haven't even had a preseason. This club's entire preseason was put into disarray for a little bit because of a tragic incident. Guess what? It's not going to be the fucking perfect start. It's not. The fact is, it has been 1 week of bad form in terms of results. And if you look even closer at it, we were, 3 minutes away collectively from drawing both them games, and then everyone looks at it entirely differently. Now, the performance-wise, you can talk about the performance-wise. Has the performance has been good this year? No. But again, what's the other thing that people will say? When you're not playing well, it's about getting the points on the board. We've done that for the most part. We've done that for the most part. The performances will come. The performances are taking a little bit of time, but they will come because there's a lot that needs to go on to get these performances out. I don't think we've been bad all season in the way people are making out. I think we've had some good. Have we had many good 90-minute performances? No. We've had one good 90-minute performance. We've had a number of good 45-minute performances, a good 60-minute performance in 1 or 2 games, but we've not put together a run of consistent good 90-minute performances. But we are in October. That's going to happen. We are less than a quarter through the season. And we are within touching distance of top of the league. And we're still perfectly fine in the Champions League. And we're still in the Cup. If this was the back end of the season, I'd understand the concern. But guess what? Teams sometimes need a little bit of time to get going in a season. They do. What makes you think it will improve? The quality of play we've got, the quality of manager we've got, and the fact that these players have done the exact same thing before, start of the season slow, pick it up, and then go on mad runs to end the season.
I don't think these crop of players have done that. I don't think these crop of players have started slow and then picked up.
A core of them have. 21-22 wasn't exactly a lightning quick start.
21-22.
We dropped a lot of points in the first 2-3 months of that season, but they weren't losses, they were draws. So we drew with Brentford, we drew with Chelsea to 10 men, we drew with Brighton. Who else was there in that time? There was one more at that time as well.
The performances in that season were pretty good, though, at the beginning of the season.
In the wins, yeah. But in those draws, we were the second best team in pretty much all of them.
Not in a Chelsea game, we weren't.
They went down to 10 men.
Yeah, but we still were the better team.
When it was 11v, I was at the game when it was 11v11. They were the one creating all the good chances. And then
they were 1-0 up. They were 1-0 up when Reece James got sent off in that game for a handball, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They were. They were. We equalised on the penalty to make it 1-0.
They went up with a Havertz header from corner, right? And they had a couple of chances. I believe we had a couple of chances before we got the penalty as well.
Our best chance before the penalty was like a Harvey Elliott 25-yard daisy cutter that went wide. Whereas like they had like a couple one. Mason Mount should have scored that day. He had a couple 1-on-1s. He put one straight at Alisson, and then he put one off the post, I think, as well. So
I do understand like the frustration with Liverpool fans, because I'm frustrated myself. As I said, and as you said, Tom, it's 1 week of bad results. In terms of bad form, subjective, isn't it? I don't think we've been in bad form, but I also don't think we've played we probably played at 40% of our potential. And maybe that's a little bit of a concern because I don't think we should be playing at 40% of our potential over the course of 7 games. And then again, people will look back at last season as well, how we finished it, maybe from January onwards. And because we had such a big point tally, and because Arsenal fell off as well, it maybe wasn't highlighted as much. But maybe from January, you could start to see a few cracks appearing. But I don't want to look too much into last season because we still did win the league and we won it comfortably, and we did take our foot off the gas. But yeah, there are definitely things to be mindful of and be frustrated of, but for me, going full-blown concern at this stage, not just yet for me. What about yourself, Husam? What about yourself, Husam?
Yeah, I heard you. I think like I've heard everything that you guys are saying, but I don't think it's necessarily rivals. I do think Liverpool fans are losing it a little bit. Like specifically on social media, Twitter, not. I think people are losing their minds. In terms of the team, in terms of the manager, I think we have all the solutions in house. I don't think we like. It's not a matter of we should assign this guy, we should assign that guy. The one thing I do disagree with, big up Mito, also big supporter of the channel. I don't think we should be playing Ekitike and Isak together. I stick.
I agree with that.
I stick by that. I had that opinion on the summer, and I still have this opinion. Look, if we want to win the league, we need Isak's 20+ goals. If we want to win the Champions League, we need Isak's goals. If we want to win the competitions, we need Verts to perform, etc., etc., etc. So that's why I'm looking at these players, and I think they have to step up their performances, and at the same time, we have to step up our tactics and our structure. So I stick by what I said in terms of let me just do the layout thing quickly. We do have to fix our performances in terms of like individual players. Like as an example, it's not Slot's fault why Kirkas didn't just lay the ball off to Salah, or it's not Slot's fault why Salah didn't finish the Verts chance, as an example. So these things I accept as the fault of the individual, but like there is certain things that I watch, and this has nothing to do with individual form, like the way that we build up, the way that we play out from the back, the way that how difficult it takes us to create a chance. This is the thing that actually irritates me the most. I feel like if we want to create a chance, we need to have either individual brilliance or an opposition make a mistake. Like there is no clear, concise triangle that leads to us creating a chance. And that's why I say I think Slot is capable of fixing this, and I think he will fix it, but he needs to start fixing it soon, because next week is Manchester United. Like so
you wouldn't play Ekitike and Isak together?
No.
Not even a case of like Ekitike more so off the left.
Not off the left. If again you guys are gonna shut it down, but if we're going with 2 up top, then yeah, 100% I'm playing both of them together. But if in a 3 up top, then no. Ekitike is not a left winger. I'm sick of shoehorning players in.
I don't disagree. He's not a left winger. I don't disagree on that front, but I look at it in terms of there's almost a case if you've got to play your players that are in form at the minute. And ironically, Isak's probably the second most informed attacker behind Ekitike.
So then Ekitike started of Isak then.
But I think that I go back to the preseason and I look at especially the Bilbao game, the one at Anfield, the second one where all the starters played, not the first one, the second one. In that game, we played with so much fluidity in that front four. Like Ekitike was the striker, but he was fucking everywhere. Verts was the 10, but he was it was something that Pep Guardiola said a while ago, and it sort of sticks in my head when he said that you can coach a defense, but when you get the closer you get to the opposition 18-yard box, it's about what the players do. You can't coach an attack. You got to let the players and their quality sort of shine through. I don't get why we almost can't do that in the sense of put your 4 best attackers on the pitch in Salah, Wirtz, Ekitike, Isak. Give them a general sort of shape that you want them to occupy whilst defending. And then when we're attacking, give them an element of freedom and let the 4 smart footballers, because they are all smart footballers, let the 4 smart footballers pick up the spaces, interlink with one another. Because I almost think part of the problem might be we're too rigid in the structure and it limits certain players. If you just let a group of players play with a bit of fluidity and freedom, maybe that's how you can get that confidence in your attack and that freedom in your attack that we saw, especially in that preseason game, because there was a lot of wonderful attacking moments in that game. That was the most Florian Wirtz looked involved in the game. Salah looked brilliant in that game. When Gakpo got 2 goals that game and looked good because the fluidity was creating space for others. I don't see why it's not a possibility that we can think of. I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all, but I certainly think it's something we should consider looking at in terms of playing the pair of them together with Wirtz and Salah in behind them in different
areas. If
Isak
doesn't score 20+ goals this season, we don't win the league.
Why would Ekitike stop Isak from scoring 20+ goals? What if Ekitike is the one that gets 20+ goals?
We can win, yeah, as well.
So I don't see why the problem of
I just think it's more likely that Isak is the one that scores the 20+ goals.
I don't disagree, but why would the Ekitike start with Isak stop Isak from getting 20+ goals?
I never said he could stop him. Like, if you tell me right now what I prefer, would I prefer Ekitike left wing or Gakpo left wing? I'd prefer Ekitike left wing. But if I had to choose between anyone playing left wing, then my decision would be Federico Chiesa at this moment in time.
I was going to say, why? And again, why do we sit here and presume that Ekitike is going to be better than Gakpo left wing?
By the way, just quickly before you guys answer that question, big up to Sava for the raid. Big up to you, Sava. Appreciate you. Big up to everyone who just joined us from Sava's stream. Do make sure you guys are liking and subscribing on your way in. Anyway,
it comes down to how you. So if I'm saying that I want to put Ekitike in the same role that Gakpo's playing right now, I don't want to do that. So I feel you just waste Ekitike. And in that case, if we're doing it where the left wing has got to be on touchline, holding width, waiting for the pass, then beating his man, and try and create something from there, 100%. It's Federico Chiesa. He's the best one we've got at that. But I'm thinking of a case where why don't you start Ekitike and Isak as almost a front two, but give Ekitike the freedom to drift where he wants, in the same way you give Wirtz the freedom to drift where he wants, and allow them to link up in different areas of the pitch. Because if you allow them to drift wherever they want, you open up space for Kerkez to get forwards. Because apparently he had a very good game for Hungary during the midweek. His heat map was where the fucking left back should be.
Really? No. Watch this. These are players who had a good game in international duty. Kerkez,
everyone wearing it.
Van Dijk, Konate, Bradley, Frimpong, Soboslai, fucking Ryan Gravenberg, Wirtz, Salah, even Isak he missed a chance in it, but he created a chance for Bergvall. Ekitike, Gakpo, even everyone had a good game.
So does this not come back to the common denominator that Slot's getting things wrong at the moment?
Yeah, I agree
keep
with
on saying this. It cannot be so many players out off form at the same time. Like, there has to be a common denominator there.
I agree.
If you look at how these players are playing for their country, the tactics are very different to how they're really asked to play for Liverpool. So again, I keep on saying it. Like, I'm not saying it's all on the manager, because the manager can't do things like when Wirtz goes around the keeper and then Frimpong has an air shot, or Wirtz puts on a plate for Salah and Salah hits the post. He can't control those things, but the overall gameplay and management of a game, he, in my opinion, can and should control that, and he's not doing that at the moment because of tactics and also personnel choices. So for me, this is predominantly on the manager. The players do have to take some flack, obviously, but it's predominantly on the manager. But at the same time, I'm with you. I don't like the idea of Ekitike and Isak predominantly. Well, no, I don't. Sorry, I'll change that. I don't have an issue with Isak and Ekitike playing together. I don't like the idea of Ekitike playing left wing. I just don't. I'm not on board with the idea. Just
I mean,
play him as a striker. And I'll just say it straight. Everyone knows how much I rate Isak and how much I wanted us to sign him. If Ekitike is in better form than Isak, then put Isak on the bench and play Ekitike. For me, it's not that hard. I don't care about egos and what's on the back of a shirt. I care what's on the front of the shirt. And whoever's in form, whoever's the best player for that particular game, play that player. Otherwise, you're being a coward. Simple as.
I think Slot's got a bit of an issue with Ekitike and Isak. And that's only right now, not going forward. But see, Ekitike has to play because he's in fine form. He's in really good form, actually, even for France, at Liverpool. He's actually been our best player we bought this summer, form-wise. He's in great form. The problem is Alexander Isak needs to play football to get rhythm, to learn how everyone plays around him. So Slot's got a bit of an issue here because I feel like Isak was always his number one choice and his number one striker, but then he's realised how much better Ekitike works in his system than Isak right now. And Ekitike has probably surprised a lot of people about his form and his ability. But you've got to play Isak as well because Isak needs Isak, if he doesn't get game time, he's going to get no rhythm. And if he gets no rhythm, he's going to struggle. So he has to play. So it doesn't shock me that Isak's going to be the one playing in front of Ekitike week in, week out going forward. It won't surprise me at all that Isak's the man who starts against Man United and not Ekitike. Because it's not the right thing to do. You know, it should be Ekitike because he's forming, he's the better player right now. But Isak if Isak don't get rhythm, he's going to find it extremely difficult this season.
We all agree that Isak was the evolution that Arne Slot wanted from this team. Arne Slot's evolution for this Liverpool team was he's going to buy a world-class 10 and a world-class, for lack of a better term, poacher, should we say. A guy who's better in the 18-yard box. Ekitike is very much the A+ version of what we had last year in the guy that can drop deep, link up, has quality in the deeper positions, can dribble well, can carry the ball well, very skillful. Ekitike is very much the best of what we had last year. Isak and Wirtz are very much the evolution that Arne Slot wants to take us on to becoming.
Why they will play? Yeah.
But for that to work, you kind of
when's this evolution starting though?
It's taken some time. These players need to adapt.
We did the evolution.
The evolution would have started a lot earlier if Alexander Isak got here before September 1st, potentially. If Alexander Isak had pre-season to start developing these relationships with players, then maybe we would have got, hit the ground running a little bit early type thing. I think people forget that when you're playing Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday, whatever, when you're playing twice a week, you don't have as much training time as you'd like as a manager. Because let's just say, for example, you're playing Wednesday, you're playing Sunday. You train Monday, Tuesday, game Wednesday, so no training. Off Thursday, because they need the rest. Session Friday. Bit of a session Saturday if it's not an away game.
You're waffling, you're just making excuses.
I'm not waffling, no. I'm not waffling. I'm explaining why. No, okay.
Slot is used to this.
So because I'm not saying what you want me to say, I'm making excuses. I'm explaining a very logical fact of Alexander Isak got here with no pre-season, and he got here at the start, midway through the season when he started playing 2 games a week. So he's not had the same training time as Hugo Ekitike has, where he had 2 weeks.
But who's speaking about Isak's form, though? I'm not speaking about Isak's form.
You're speaking about when are we going to see this evolution? I'm saying you won't see the evolution yet because he's not fit already or adapted.
No, I saw the evolution against Atletico, and he never ran it back.
If you think that's the pinnacle of this evolution, it's not. It was a good performance, but it's not the pinnacle.
We're not saying it's the pinnacle.
That's not the.
It's one game where we actually saw ourselves play very well for the majority of the game, and then we've not done that since. We've not played that same formation. We've not played the same personnel. Again, there's been circumstances around it, but I get what you're saying in terms of Isak not coming in from earlier in the window, but we all knew this was the case. That's why we have Ekitike here. That's why Florian Wirtz has been here from the beginning of pre-season, and you wouldn't say he's really kicked on either. So again, it's I get what you're saying, Tom. What you're saying is not wrong, but at the same time, I don't think we can use that as a get out of jail free card for Slot or some of the players, because a lot of them have been here from the beginning. If I'm not mistaken, Frimpong, Kirkes, Verts, Mamadashvili, who's actually been very good. If I'm going to be honest, Mamadashvili's been very good.
I'm not trying to.
They've all been here, Tom. So if we're going to be honest about it, the only person who should look out of place at the moment is Isak, but all of them look out of place. Kirkes looks out of place.
That's the problem.
Frimpong looks out of place. Verts looks out of place. They just something looks wrong at the moment.
So on the striker thing,
why are they calling Callum negative in the chat? That's crazy.
On the striker thing, though,
what's happening against Slot? That's crazy.
When because there's people in the chat saying that, when do we think that like Isak and which games do we think the manager got it wrong in terms of starting the striker? Which game have we sat there and went, he should have started the other one today?
Galatasaray.
Chelsea.
So he should have started Isak against Galatasaray.
Yes, with Frimpong right wing, it makes no sense to play Ekitike up top.
So he should have started Isak at right wing against Galatasaray after Isak had to do pretty much 90 minutes against Crystal Palace 3 days beforehand, because you were
45 minutes at least. If you're gonna go Frimpong right wing, you have to go Isak up top. You can't go Frimpong
Alexander Isak hasn't had the preseason. He's not 100% fit yet. You want Isak to be doing 90 minutes, which he shouldn't have done against Crystal Palace, which he had to do because Ekitike got him suspended.
He didn't play 90 minutes. He got subbed off for Keza.
Sorry, I'll tell you how many minutes he played. He played 85 minutes. Sorry, he played 85 minutes.
Not 90. See, be accurate.
Sorry, yeah, 5 minutes difference. I'm so sorry, Husam. You are so right. It's 5 minutes difference. It's not like there was 8 minutes at a time in the first half, which meant he played 90 minutes altogether. But hey, so he done 90 minutes against Crystal Palace, and now he's sitting there going, "Oh, he should also start Galatasaray as well." When he's not fit, whilst Ekitike, bearing in mind, played 0 minutes against Crystal Palace because he'd been suspended against Crystal Palace, so he was the one that was 100% fit and ready.
Okay, then if you want to start Ekitike against Galatasaray, start Salah with him. Don't play Ekitike with Frimpong. It makes no sense.
That's true. That's what I was going to say. The question, I get the question you've asked, Husam, in terms of which game's wrong for the shot or which games have we played the wrong striker. The problem is for me is it's always been about combinations. I've always said this. If you're going to play the midfield of last season of Mac, Grav, and Sobo, Ekitike is the striker you go with.
Yep.
If you're going to play Verts for 10,
we had that 2-game run. I agree. The 2-game run where he done.
I just think that in general. I'm not saying Ekitike. Ekitike can play with Verts in a 10, by the way. I'm not saying he can't. But the better combination is Verts with Isak. I don't think Isak can work with the midfield three of Sobo, Mac, and Grav. I don't think that works at all unless Gakpo and Salah are just on a whole nother level.
Do you know what the thing is with that though, Cal? I don't disagree with that. But then I look at what happened with that team. So last year that team worked because Salah was exceptional. He was utterly exceptional, one of the best seasons we ever had. And the other wide players stepped up as well and performed quite well because the fullbacks were a lot more conservative and a lot more reserved in nature, and Trent has a really good passing range as well, which although the assist numbers weren't there in the same way, my bigger point is if you're playing the midfielder last year, it may seem slightly counterintuitive, but why not go back to something similar that we've done in the better years of Klopp, where because we know that midfield of Mac, Sobo and Grav can be more industrious, have them be a little bit more sort of secure in themselves, and allow your fullbacks who you spent 70 million quid on, who are notorious for being very good attacking fullbacks, to attack. When you're doing it with Verts in the 10, I agree, you kind of need your fullbacks to be a little bit more secure because your 10 isn't going to be doing the same defensive work or isn't going to be having the same sort of shape. So maybe your fullbacks need to be more reserved if you're playing Verts. But when we're playing Szoboszlai, Mac and Grav, why don't we tell them to, hold yourself a little bit? Maybe not make all these same late runs and crashing the box in the same way, because we're going to get the creativity from the wide plays instead today in terms of Frimpong and Kirkes are going to be bombing up that line a lot more, and that'll allow Salah and whoever's on the left to tuck inside a little bit. I feel like I don't disagree with what you're saying in terms of the combinations. I think that 2-game stretch of Atleti and Everton were where we saw the right combinations work together.
Thank you. Yeah.
So can I be honest with you, Tom? I don't think us going back to the midfield how it was under Slot worked. So under Klopp works with this current team at all. Trent and Robbo, with all due respect to Frimpong and Kirkes, are on a whole nother level attacking wise. Mane and Salah are on a whole nother level to all right, Salah's still here, but Mane's on a whole nother level to Gakpo. And then also the midfield are way better tactically and defensively than the midfield we have now. Like this, it's night and day. Like with all due respect to the players we've got, that midfielder Fabinho, Henderson, and Wijnaldum, defensively, tactically, and athletically, are on a whole nother level to the midfield we have now. So it just wouldn't work, in my opinion. It wouldn't work at all.
That's fair enough.
I think the reason Ekitike has started the season so well is because he suits the system that Slot wants to play as a striker. And I think we've been talking about that since Slot has been here as a coach, that we don't really play and adapt to an out-and-out 9. We just don't. We are more, Slot prefers that more false 9 kind of striker, where he drops in deep. He's a whole package almost, where he can drop in deep, he can link the play. If he's not scoring in a game and he wants him to drop deep, link play, get plenty of touches, help in the game if he's not scoring. And I think that's why Ekitike so far has worked really well under Slot, because it's just natural for him to play the Slot way, really, as a striker. Where with Isak right now, you see when Isak does it, when Isak drops deep, drops wide, stuff like that, it don't work as well for him as it does for Ekitike, because it's more natural for Ekitike to do that. You know, for Ekitike to drop into that 10 position and pick the ball up deep and play 1-2s, knock it off, make runs and all that, it's more natural for him because he naturally plays that game. For Isak, it's not. You know, I've seen a lot of people moan about Isak being on the halfway line in games and stuff like that. It's because that's how he wants his striker to play. You know, Isak's more of an out-and-out 9. There's reasons people were talking to play, asking Ekitike to play on the left and not the striker, you know, with Isak up front, because there's a bit more to Ekitike's game than there is Isak's, where you can play, you know, an Ekitike off the left. You can play Ekitike in the not in the number 10 role, but in that shadow striker role just behind the striker in a 4-4-1-1, say. You know, Ekitike's got a little bit more about his game like that, where Isak's an out-and-out striker. He's lethal. You got to get him in the space, in behind centre-backs, and he'll do his thing. But with Ekitike, he can do a little bit more. And I think Ekitike actually suits on the slot football more than Alexander Isak does right now. Now, and that's not saying in the future Alexander Isak won't suit it and he'd be perfect and he'd go and score shitloads of goals. That probably will happen. But right now, yeah, I think you've got to play Ekitike every single week. But the problem is you got to play Isak every week as well, because otherwise he doesn't get any match rhythm. And he's barely played football for 4 months. The man needs to get rhythm. So he has to play as well. So the manager really has to find a situation where he gets Ekitike and Isak in the same team. That's what
I know it's talking.
Just quickly, just before you go, Tom, big up to the Football Terrace for the raid. Big up to you, Terry. Appreciate you. Big up to everyone who just joined us as well from Terry's stream. Guys, we have 1.3k people locked in, even during international break. I appreciate you guys. But we're not even at 200 likes yet. Close the live chat, please. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and continue to enjoy the show. We can't be not at 200 likes with 1.3k people in here. So let's try to get to 200, 300, 400, 500 likes. Get the likes up and subscribe. Go ahead, Tom.
I know it won't happen this year most likely, but we're talking like a couple of years in the future once Salah probably moves on. Are we all in agreement that ultimately the long-term setup is going to be for Ekitike and Isak to play alongside each other and have 2 10s in behind, based on who we have and who we're linked with?
I think that is the issue, personally.
I don't think that will happen, Tom.
I think
I'm just going off who we're. So we are heavily linked with Michael Olise. Now, to me, when I look at Olise and Salah, Olise is a top footballer. I'm not trying to take away from Olise here, but Olise doesn't play in the same areas as Salah. Olise wants to be a more of a wider playmaker type mold, in the same breath of what Wirtz was at Leverkusen. And then I look at, okay, you play them two together. Brilliant. You've got wonderful coverage there to create chances. But we do kind of need, in that case, you can't fit another 10 in that spot.
Yeah, but then why sign Frimpong if you're talking about what you're talking about?
Because when the player goes inside, the wing back goes on. Same way that at Leverkusen, when Wirtz came inside, Grimaldo would go on, or Grimaldo would go inside and Wirtz would drift outside. It's about having your dynamic attacking fullbacks. But my point is, if you're going to do Elise and Wirtz together, you can't fit another 10 in there. There's too many in that point, too many.
Yeah, but with Mo in the team, I don't think it's possible. I think the only way to play them together now is actually Ekitike left wing. With Mo in this team, it's impossible. Like my biggest problem is the combinations this season. Like all the combinations have been like wrong combinations, except the 2 games which we spoke about. You go with our prototypical midfield. You start Ekitike against Everton, we cook. You go with Wirtz in the 10. You start with Isak, we cook. My thing is, I just want Slot to just like decide, what do you want here, bro? What do you want exactly? Like, do you want this guy to get to your goals, or do you want this guy to get to your goals? Like, who are we playing through? These are questions that Slot needs to answer on the training pitch and on the football pitch as well. Like, we have to see this reflect on the football pitch. If he's going to start Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gravenberch against Man United, then he has to play Ekitike up top. If he wants to start with Florian Wirtz, which I think is the solution for the team, for us playing against 3 at the back, he needs to play with Isak up top. So that's my thing. Like, and you people might not like this, but I think maybe Wirtz and Ekitike can't play with each other in the same team. Like, if Ekitike is the 9, now can Ekitike play left wing? Yeah, Ekitike can play left wing, but I go into the mind of Arne Slot a little bit here. Do I think Arne Slot is going to drop Cody Gakpo? To be honest, no. Like, I'm going to just be completely honest with you guys. I don't think he's going to drop Cody Gakpo. Like, I think it's almost, against Man United, it's almost a guarantee Gakpo starts left wing. My only question is who plays right back. He could be playing Szoboszlai right back. My other question is, does he start Wirtz? Other than that, I know the whole team already.
Two things. So first on the Elise point, I think Elise is extremely creative, but I think Elise can do the job of hanging out wide or like drifting into the
center. No, he can't. So when I say he doesn't do the same thing to Salah, I mean that Salah's entire game at this point in time.
Callum, you're arguing semantics. Tom was right on that point.
At this point in time, with Arne Slot, Salah is supposed to stand out on the touchline until he gets a pass. And then everyone else is supposed to run around Mo Salah. And then Salah's supposed to just do what he wants to do at that point and go, right, I'm the quarterback now. Everyone else is making the runs. Do I either pass, do I dribble, or do I shoot? But that, to me, isn't how you do it with Elise, because Elise is a lot... I don't think that...
It's a lot more dynamic now.
Yeah, you want Elise to be able to link up with others in a different way. Salah isn't that kind of player, so I wouldn't want Elise to come in and be tasked with doing the same things as Salah. I also don't think that Elise has the standing to do the same things as Mo Salah. Mo Salah done what Mo Salah done because he was by far and away the best attacker in the team last season, and that was when it happened. When Elise comes in 2 years' time, I'm expecting. I'm assuming we'll still have Isak. I'm assuming we'll still have Wirtz. Elise won't exactly be in the same standing that Salah was at the point in time where we adapted the system to fit him. So it wouldn't exactly work in the same way to go, listen, guys, when Elise gets the ball, you man just run around him. That's what you're good for at this point in time. So I think that when Elise comes in, if he comes in, it would be a case of the pair, Elise and Wirtz playing as 2 wider 10s who can sort of...
I think that's a genuine possibility, what you just said.
And then Ekitike and Isak up top together, with Ekitike being allowed to drift wherever he wants. And then having those 3 fluid players around and in behind Isak allows him to just do what he does best, which is find the gaps between the centre-backs, push the defensive line back, and have opportunities created for them. Right now, I think we're caught between a rock and a hard place. We're trying to create that.
But the thing is, we have to find the solution without Olise now, because he ain't here.
I was going to say, also with Man United, what you were saying, Sam, if I'm not mistaken, Konate come back early with a slight knock as well.
Gravenberch also got injured, by the way.
I think Grav spoke after the game saying that it's just precautionary. There's nothing serious.
We'll speak about the injured players in a bit, but just on the Ekitike Isak thing, what do you think, Callum?
Like, Again, I'm like you. I think it's about combinations. I think Ekitike has got a better chance of having success playing with Wirtz than Isak has with playing with Szoboszlai in the 10, for example. But I still think the better combination is Ekitike with Sobo, Mac, and Grav in midfield, and Isak with Wirtz, Grav, and one other in midfield. I think you have to look at those combinations. I think the wing situations, I think they pick themselves based on how the manager feels about the players behind.
What would you change though? Because me and you agree that Slot is going to play Gakpo left wing, but what would you do?
I'd play Wirtz in 10.
And who you play left wing?
It has to be Chiesa, but it's not going to be Chiesa. It's not going to be Chiesa.
Please, man, give me one Fede game, man. Come on, Slot. Just give me one Fede game, you bald bastard.
It's not going to be. It's going to be.
Just give me one time, man. I would literally be erect if Chiesa started against Man United.
The question you got to ask yourself.
There is no pause. I would completely be erect if Chiesa started against Man United. No pause. No, complete no pause. I'm 100% serious.
I do think we have to ask ourselves a question though: is why can't Gakpo replicate what he does for Holland for Liverpool? And I know the first thing people say is, well, the level of competition, but the goal he scored yesterday, for example, no goalkeeper in the world is probably saving that. So why can't he replicate some of the stuff he does for Holland for Liverpool?
It's a weird one because
he's the main attacker for Holland, isn't he?
But even still, he gets into the right positions for us a lot of the time, but still doesn't do anything. So what is it? What's holding him back for Liverpool?
I just feel
what's holding him back is the system.
You can't say it's the system because he's been like that since he's been at the club.
I mean,
actually, I can't. No, let me tell you why I can say it's the system. Because last season, Cody Gakpo did have a run of games of 10 games where he scored, got into dangerous positions. Okay, Tom, you fucking fraud. So 12 games.
If you're gonna say the stats about my guy Cody Gakpo, I need you to say them correctly. It was 12 games in a row.
Here you go.
Was it 12 games in a row? Was it 12 games at Anfield or
12 home games in a row? Because the way
12
that
home
was
games
exactly beautiful.
So my look, you look at that Netherlands setup. They got Kluivert playing in the 10. They got Depay playing up top. They got Malen on the right. So it's all like it's a work rate type thing. Like everyone works basically, and there's no spaces in behind. Like they have that balance. You get what I'm saying? I think with us the problem is we lack balance right now. That's the thing. We just don't have balance. What Jamie said about Mo being the problem, it's true. That's the reason. The reason why, and this is something I've been saying from the beginning. We cannot stop. We need to stop saying Ekitike and Isak up top together as long as Mo's on this team. Because Mo's not going to play right mid and track back, is he? He's just not.
We're never going to change formation. Like formation won't change as well as Mo Salah's playing in this team. It just won't. It just won't.
I think you've got to consider that though, in a sense of, I'm not saying it can't be the long-term solution. It can't because it's too open.
Consider it like Ekitike left wing or consider it like 4-4-2. Which one?
I don't even think
Ekitike left wing. I already consider 4-4-2. I just don't consider. I'm sorry,
Sam. I don't even think it's a case of we look at a binary formation and just go, that's the way you play. I think it would just be a case of you put your 4 best attackers on the pitch, give them a general sort of shape, and then let them create off that. Like all they would need to know is where they are when they defend.
Yeah, but then that includes Ekitike left wing. So you're arguing for the sake of it.
It doesn't know, Sam, because right now when we attack, I'm saying that you get your 4 best attackers on the pitch and let them just go where they want to go and link up how they want to link up. Not a case of, right, Hugo, you're going to be the left winger and we want you to get on the line.
Go where you want to go. It's crazy, bro. There are tactical things, because there are tactical roles in the game. I'm sorry, Man United play with wing backs. So I'm going to need Szoboszlai to cover Salah's ass for the left wing back. And if Ekitike is going to play left wing, he's going to have to cover the right wing back.
Right.
So
I'm not saying they don't have defensive responsibilities.
One sec, Tom. So, Husam, in fact, Tom, can I ask you to go into more detail on what you're saying? Because if you're just speaking about the attack, I don't think it's crazy. But how would
what I'm speaking about?
No, but how else would we set up? Because if you're letting the attack go, like do their thing, right? That's 4 players out of the 10 on-field players. What are the other 6 doing? Because the other 6, they're going to be put through their paces from a defensive and a tactical standpoint. Because if the 4 are doing what they want and we get caught out of possession and the 4 are all over the place, how are we setting up the back 6?
I mean, my plan for the back six is to have one of your DMs drop into centre back to form a back three and build up, and then have your wing backs and your other DM sit on the second line ahead of them. So they, if you need to get more attackers going,
what
they
about
can use their
defensively,
defensively. We're strong in the transition because you've got 6 against however many they've got, and all it takes to get into a back to a solid defensive shape is your DM to step back up from centre back and your fullbacks to go back 5 yards. And then you're in your 4-2. And then the other thing is, just because I'm telling them, go and be free and roam a bit when you're attacking and pick up the whatever spaces you want to pick up and link up with whatever you want to link up, doesn't mean they haven't got defensive responsibility. So I'd expect the likes of Viet and Ekitike and Salah to still follow through with their defensive responsibilities of tracking their men back. And if we're in a spell of sustained pressure where teams are holding the ball consistently against us, I'm not telling them, by the way, guys, just stand up there. Just wait for us to win the ball back. No, they've still got to get back.
I think that would look like PSG when they had Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. I think it would look like 2 teams playing for the same team almost. And I think that's where we'd have an issue. Plus, again, I don't think our fullbacks are good enough defensively in one-on-one situations to deal with that situation either. And with Grav and whoever plays next to him in the pivot, I think they'd get absolutely just ripped to shreds in terms of being dragged about on the pitch. And I think we concede a lot of stuff in the middle of the pitch. Teams just running through us. Teams run through our midfield now. I think it'd be even worse if we implemented that style.
The problem with us right now is that our attack doesn't defend very well.
Our whole team doesn't really defend very well.
No, but if you look at the best teams in the world, yeah, they're the best at going forward, and also their attack is the best at defending. There's always this saying, you shouldn't see how good your centre-backs are at defending. That's the old rule. You know, you defend from the front. We don't defend from the front because Cody Gakpo and Mo Salah, they don't run back. They just goal hang. And Ekitike does press, but not in a similar way to like a Bobby or anything like that. And Isak doesn't really want to press. That's not his game. He wants to get hold of the loose balls and get in behind. So if you've got 3 attackers that are not pressing and not defending high up the pitch and winning the balls back, or even coming back and helping their fullbacks, then your midfield is going to be isolated. No matter who you play, you can have Belieber and Walton in midfield together. They'd still be isolated and they'd still struggle. We got to get better with our forward line at defending. So that means either changing the formation up, changing personnel, or doing something like that. You know,
I think Ekitike is a serviceable presser, though.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he can't do it on his own, though. That's the thing.
No,
he can't be doing it on his own. That's why Konate was so good last season. That's why Mo was so good.
I think what we need to understand, Jamie, is, and I think you do, what we lost in the summer in terms of losing Diogo and the way we lost him, then selling Diaz and Nunes, we lost 3 very good pressers. Mm-hmm. Nunes was a lot of things. He was not a lot of things as well, but Nunes was a very good presser. Diaz was a very good presser. Jota was a very good presser. We've replaced them with Viet, who has the work rate to press and the energy to press, but maybe doesn't quite understand how to press effectively. Ekitike, who is probably the best presser that we've got, but he's still not at the levels of what we had last year. And Isak, who can press, not 100% fit, and the structure doesn't exactly help him. Because we had so many exceptional pressers around Mohamed Salah last year, he could be the luxury. He could be the one who didn't have to do the work because it was a case of, you won't do it, but those 3 will do your work for you. Now it's a case of, you won't do it. He can't do it. The other one that can do it's on the bench, and the other one doesn't quite understand how to do it properly, despite the fact he wants to work hard.
You know, it's funny how conversations sometimes come full circle. Okay, Tom. Then we should have never signed Florian Wirtz. We should have signed Adam Wharton instead. We should have kept.
Okay, so
we should have kept this team without a 10 and played the way that we play. Because when you give Salah a 2-year contract, you have to be able to plan for this next 2 years.
We still play through Mo Salah. This is the thing right now as well. Our whole attack is still based on Mo Salah, because if you look at the all the stats about it, apparently Mo Salah's always our most advanced player. He's always our most advanced player, which means we're still playing through Mo Salah. The problem is if you're getting Isak and Ekitike, you can't really play through Mo Salah anymore to get the best out of them two players, or of Florian Wirtz. So look, Liverpool have obviously got.
No, should we be, Jamie? No, should we be?
Obviously, Liverpool have got a plan for the future. Yeah, there's obviously a plan in place that Liverpool. There's a way they want to play and a way they want to go about it. That's why they went and got these footballers. We're just not seeing it right now. And it's a bit of it's an issue because we're losing games and we're not performing to the standards we should be performing at. But I do believe that it will come good. It's just, I said this on Friday's show. I stand by it. This is Liverpool's transition year under Arne Slot. I know people hate me saying this, but I do believe this is the transition year. And Liverpool got a transition into the team that Arne Slot is wanting to try and build. And that's unfortunately going to take a little bit of time. But I think what Slot's been disappointed with this season is not the new players so much. It's the older players that have been there that are not performing as well. I think that's what's not helping his case either.
I understand there are certain things like, the Konate performance against Crystal Palace has nothing to do with Arne Slot. That's Konate individually. He needs to do better. Yeah, he needs to do better. But then at the same time, Slot plays a box midfield against Crystal Palace, against the team with the wing backs, as an example. So this is why it's shared blame for me. Just speaking of Konate, if Konate can't make the United game, surely we're not going to get Gravenberg.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would agree.
He'll go Gomez. He'll go.
No, I think Slot's already made a point. I read something in an article today as well that if Konate is injured, Gravenberch is his number one choice because he can pass through the midfield from centre back.
I only think that's a case of if the game requires it. So I think I read the same thing, which was because against Chelsea, he thought we were having a problem getting the ball through. That's why he done, and the fact that Konate did go have a knock, he went, I'll make the gamble early and go, I'll have Gravenberch there because they're leaving that right.
It tells me he was going to make that gamble anyway later in the game.
But
anyway.
I don't think it's a case of from minute one. That's what I'm going to do because I think then teams can just adapt to that. I think he will go Gomez because when Konate was injured last year, he went Gomez and we didn't really lose much.
But Slot's also changed the way Gravenberch plays this season from a 6 to an attacking 8. So I don't know myself now. I mean, Slot. It's very obvious he wants a ball.
Jamie, that's actually been the thing that's irritated me the most. Big up Akia, man. Big up Akia. That's actually been the thing that's irritated me the most. This whole Gravenberch license to roam forward. It's just
can I say one thing as well, Jamie? I fully agree with that. It's a transition season, but again, I'm just going to be straight with everyone. You can have a transition season and still win the league.
Of course you can. Yeah, of course you can.
Expect to win the league.
I think people get it wrong when I say that.
Yeah, I know.
I still expect Liverpool to win the league. Yeah, but if you go from what we did last season to what we've done this summer, it is a transitional summer.
No, I fully agree. But because of the players we brought in, because of the trust I have in the manager, I still expect the league. That I'm not calling for quad. That's why I'm calling it transition season. But
he's not calling for the quad at least, guys.
No,
but being that harsh.
I want the Prem minimum. I'm just being real. I want the Prem minimum.
The Prem is still there as well. It's not like it's out of reach either. So
but I think that a lot of the thing, especially in this international break, about the title's gone, the manager's already lad, we're a fucking point behind Arsenal. If you think Arsenal are going to be, we sit there and clown Arsenal for 3 years. Have faith in your players who got the job done last year. After how many games we played this year? 7 in the league.
Yeah. Well, I will say
7, 8. There's so much more time to go on a season.
I hear that. What I will say though, Tom, when we were top of the league last season by a point or whatever it was, teams were like, "Oh yeah, it's Liverpool though. Like we know they ain't gonna do it." We can't just have this. Arsenal flop 3 years in a row, so they're automatically gonna flop this season.
I'm not saying they're automatically gonna flop.
I agree with that to an extent.
But our fan base are acting like this is the City team, and they're going, but we're behind them now. It's a lost cause.
No, I agree, but this is also a better Arsenal squad than was their last season as well. If we're going to be honest,
yeah, it's a better Arsenal squad. What's on to say?
Speaking of Arsenal, Husam, did you see Igal calling us failures? Is what Sujay is saying. The reason why Igal calling us failures is because he's insecure about his own club. That's it.
What have we failed at yet though? Nothing's been won yet.
No,
I haven't failed yet.
I'll tell you what. considering we're failures, I can't believe they lost to the failures as well.
No
That's
Salah,
how it
no
looks, that is
title. Liverpool's got no chance. Yeah, we need Salah to perform, of course, 100%.
We do, but
This is you know, this whole transition season thing. I'm gonna get rattled. I don't want to get rattled because I'm calm. There is new Husam. New Husam is calm now. Get me? Breathe in, breathe out.
Cal, how many times have we heard this new Husam shit? And
every show.
Someone
within
says
6
something,
minutes.
and then he's gone again.
I'm
He
trying
almost
to.
killed me and James Redmond on the last show. I didn't even do anything. It was him and James having the argument. I was collateral.
Yeah, you just kept getting dragged into it.
I was collateral, bro.
Listen, this transition season thing is total bullshit. Okay, and even John Rock, with all due respect, brother, I love you, bro. But City transition is City bringing back Gundogan and signing Savinho. That's City
I
transition.
think Jamrock's talking about 17-18 when they brought in like Mendy and Walker, Danilo, and a few, and think Sane and all these players. Like they brought
17-18.
Yeah, they brought in a bag of players in before
17-18. They were Centurion City, bro.
Yes, and they brought in a bag of players before that season started.
No, that's not what he's talking about. Why are you changing Jamrock's words? The comment is still there, brother.
All right, go and put up the
Where is it?
comment.
I didn't even see it.
Last season with all the players.
Sorry, I didn't see the last season bit.
Yeah. How about you read better, mate?
No, but it's a question. No, it's
We
not.
barely had it.
Read better next time, yeah? read better next time. It's your first language, not mine, and I'm reading it correctly.
There we go.
Mister. Oh my God. He's talking about 17-18. No, he's talking about last season. Okay? He's talking about last season. Also, guys, Rodri was out for the whole year. Ballon d'Or, Rodri was out for the... No, because the reason, you know, first of all, big up, guys. We have 1,200 people in here. We're not even at 300 likes.
Guys, this is the new look Husam as well, guys. This is the new look
Get the likes up and subscribe. I want to talk about the injuries a little bit now, and I want to talk about this whole transition season stuff. You get me? Because it's important to address it. You get me? And, you know, look, I get it. Liverpool fans, you have to have an excuse ready, guys. And the excuse is it's a transition season. But we signed Isak, Varts, Kerkez, Frimpong, and Ekitike to a team that won the league. We sold Darwin Núñez, which the entirety of the fan base wanted, except the 2% people who think Núñez is a good player. Okay? Trent wanted to leave. We knew that long time before. Everyone rated Bradley. All of a sudden, Bradley's like this ass player. He's not. He's the Northern Irish captain. He plays very well for them. My thing is, if I've got everything I need to win a league title, okay? Slot has everything he needs to win a league title. We sit here and we go like, we have a better starting 11 than Arsenal. And squads, by the way, it cuts it close and blah, blah, blah. We can't sit here and go like, man, it's a transition season. Transition in terms of what? Transition in terms of like, we bought a lot of players. Yeah, but we bought quality players though. It's not like we're transitioning in terms of like, okay, Salah left the club.
That doesn't stop it from being a transition though, Husam. That doesn't stop it from being a transition.
Okay, being a transition doesn't stop me from saying we have to win the league.
I don't disagree. I don't think it should be a transition.
So why does it matter then if it's a transition or not?
Because you can't take away from the fact that it's a transition and it's not going to be smooth sailing.
I never asked for it to be smooth sailing. I'm just asking for the manager to play players in their correct position. And I'm asking him to stick to starting 11. I'm asking him to put the right combinations with each other.
And that's going to take some time.
No, that doesn't take time. That's just team selection. Team selection has nothing to do with time or transition or anything.
For these players to adapt to the team and to end the transition period, they all need to play. Now, unless he rotates the team or starts 6 or 7 new signings at the same time, that's not going to happen. So guess what, Husam? The first couple of months of the season are going to be some team selections which you might not agree with, because guess what? He's also got to figure some stuff out. Now, I agree. Just because this is a point of transition doesn't mean I should sit there at the end of the season and go, oh, we didn't win anything. That's fine. No, we have bought quality, and I personally don't think it should be a transition season. I think it should be a period. So maybe by November or by December, everything's settled, and it's now time to go machine mode. Get 10 wins. Bam, 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 bam. Season's changed because everyone's settled in now.
Yeah,
I'm
I get
also-
it. So you're basically
I'm-
saying we
but
do
I'm
what
not gonna
City
take away-
did before.
Yeah, but I'm not going to take away from the fact that at the start of this season, it's going to be a bit ropey. It's going to be a bit rocky because we're trying to transition everything. Just because we spent 400 million quid doesn't mean it's not going to be a period of transition. Just because we got rid of Nunes doesn't mean it's not going to be a period of transition.
I accept what you're saying in terms of period of transition. What I don't accept is using it as an excuse, number one. And number two, the fact that we're just not playing players in the correct position and we're not putting the correct combinations out there.
So
We put-
which players has he not played in the correct position?
Are we gonna go through this again?
No, I'm genuinely like, which players do you think he-
Vert's left wing should never be a thing ever.
Okay,
I don't want
but
us.
does he
I
start
don't
in
want us to play. I don't want us to play Soboslai right back, except out of necessity, because I think
Okay.
Frimpong is good enough to play right back. I don't want us to shoehorn one of McAllister or Soboslai in the team. You have to drop one. Right now on form, drop McAllister.
But that's not playing one of them in the wrong position. That's just starting one of them. You
Yeah,
didn't
but
shoot
I said I
shoot
never
one
said
McAllister.
never said just playing players in the wrong position. I also said
no,
shoehorning
Sam,
players into the team.
Sam, I asked you which players has he played in the wrong position. Now you said Soboslai when it's not done out of necessity.
Yes, but
I
that
agree.
wasn't my only point. So I mentioned the two players. Now I'm mentioning the other point, which is don't shoehorn players into the team. Also, I'm mentioning the other point, which is put the correct combinations with each other. That's it.
Mhm.
As an example, actually, you're talking about there's a lot of new players in this team and blah blah blah. Okay, what does this have to do with Slot going box midfield against Crystal Palace?
What's it has to do with that? It was a tactical gamble, didn't pay off.
It was not a tactical gamble. It was a huge mistake.
No, but let's say he does that and Liverpool don't concede the corner because it was a fucking mistake of our own. And the free kick that we have in the fucking 10th minute goes in, all of a sudden we're sitting there going, tactical genius. I will never sit there. I'll never sit there.
Talk about conceding the corner when we should have been 7-0 down in one half.
Yeah, but that was done afterwards.
That's hilarious, Tom. That's
I
very
will sit there, Husam, and I won't ever sit there and moan at Arnie Slot for trying to figure out new things, especially in this transition period, because that's what it's about.
New
Well,
things by playing a box midfield against a team with wing backs, and you think that's new things?
It could have worked. It could have worked. We didn't do it properly.
How could it have worked in any way, shape, or form? How?
Because Man City beat fucking Crystal Palace by playing a box midfield last season. You can beat Crystal Palace by playing a box midfield. We just didn't do it properly. We didn't do it well enough. So it's not a God-given, thing where it's if you play a box midfield against the back five, you will just lose the game. No, if you tactically
You
get
just
it
brought
spot
up.
on.
You just brought up the corner when Mateta could have scored a hat trick alone in the first half.
Yes, afterwards. I'm not. But also, if you want me to be brutally honest with Sam, the box midfield had fuck all to do with the chances they were creating because nothing went through the midfield. Everything went over the midfield. At no point in that game did Crystal Palace sticky Saka through the midfield.
Oh God! Oh my God! You're sinking with every argument.
I'm not
It
saying
didn't.
I'm not saying
It didn't go through the midfield. It went above the midfield. The reason why it went above the midfield is because the midfield could not handle the fucking opposition formation. So all they had to do was go long.
Guess what, guys? Husam, the tactical fucking genius, is now saying that their centre back passing to their striker with one long ball is the midfield's fault. Fuck you! Wow, Husam, you are spot
I never
on
said
there,
it's the
Husam.
midfield's
What?
fault. No.
How can it,
You said
how can that be the midfield's
you
fault?
said they didn't play through the midfield. They played
They
above it.
Mhm.
Okay, they played above it. Why?
Because they knew that the best way of getting to attack us was over the top or going Mateta on Konate and winning the duels.
Okay, but you didn't say the why though. So answer the question. Why?
That's the why. Because that was where their strengths were. Their strengths were completely negating the midfield. So it's not the midfield's fault that they created the chances against us.
So when the opposition play long ball, it's either because we have so much control over the game, number one, or number two, because we're pressing them. So we're pressing their center back and they're forced to play long ball. Or number three, the reason why they're playing long ball is because their forward is isolated with our center back. Which one was it?
Or number four, they're playing long ball because tactically it's the best way for them to exploit our problems. So we, as a
So
team,
what was the problems that day?
Konate couldn't win duels against fucking Mateta, and Bradley couldn't handle the pacing behind of their wing back.
You know, you
I
know.
don't know.
This
I really
is
don't know
the point.
how that's
This
gonna-
is the
how that's
point.
gonna-
This
I
is
don't
the
know how
point,
that's
and Tom
gonna
is doing
be
this.
good.
Tom's just doing this.
It's not
around the point.
how
Like
the
the
fuck?
point is the microphone,
Right,
and he's
okay,
doing this.
Okay,
That's all he's doing.
so let me ask you, Sam. How is Mark Gahey or Chris Richards or Maxence LaCroix going bang up the pitch for Mateta to knock down, or bang to go in behind Konate and Connor Bradley, McAllister and Gravenberch's fault at the end?
Okay, I'll tell. Konate should have won his duels against Mateta. I have never denied that once. And when I first started speaking, what did I say? I said Konate losing the battle with Mateta has nothing to do with slot. Did I not say that? So I've already, me and you agree on that basis point. Now I'm saying the reason why Crystal Palace were capable of going long ball and putting their striker in a one-on-one with our center back every single time is because we had no control. The control comes back to the midfield. And the other reason is because we weren't pressing their center backs properly. And the other reason is that they could play above our midfield is because our midfield could not keep the ball. So we didn't have control. We couldn't keep the ball in basically the correct areas. And at the same time, here's the thing. You're not addressing the root cause of the issue. The root cause is I play one ball. Remember, that's when the whole one pass is all it takes thing happened, right? I play one ball and the striker is one-on-one with the center back. Just deep it. Before you respond, you can speak for the next 10 minutes, no problem. Just deep it. All it takes is one pass, and then Mateta's one-on-one with Konate. So let's assume we play the same way against Real Madrid. And now Mbappe is one-on-one with Konate every time. Am I expecting Konate to win every duel against every forward in the entirety of the season?
If Mbappe's in the same positions as Mateta, in terms of what the way Mateta was given the ball, Konate wins most of them because Mateta wasn't being given the ball on the ground with space to run at Konate. Now, if it's a case of Real Madrid are playing these balls into the channels and Mbappe's able to get the ball to feet and have 5 yards to run at Konate and build up a head of steam, he'll kill him. But that wasn't how Mateta was getting the best of Konate that day. Mateta was getting the best of Konate that day because Mark Gahey was sitting there going, up, bang, up the pitch. And Konate is in a duel with Mateta, and Mateta's winning every knock-on, and Mateta's holding the ball well. And Konate, no matter what he did, couldn't handle him. So if Mbappe's been given those same things, I agree. I don't think that Konate would have any problem with that because Konate is taller and he's stronger than Mbappe. Now, if they were giving Mbappe the ball in his situation, sure. Now, your whole point of the midfield lacked control in that game, do I inherently disagree? No, that's why I said the box midfield wasn't wrong. We just didn't play it well. That's
just like I don't disagree. Konate should have won the duels. We agree.
But I don't see how I can blame my box midfield for pressing the centre backs when that's not their job. My midfield doesn't press their centre backs. My strikers press the centre backs, which is why Isak and Salah are who I get at for the press being so shit that day, because they were the two playing up top. So they have to press the centre backs, and the 2 10s are there to block passing lanes into the middle, which they done very well because they didn't build up through the middle. And the 2 DMs are there to deal with their 2 wide 10s who had a very good day that day because they decided to go very wide and go onto the fullbacks, which gave them a lot more joy. But it's not the midfield's fault that the press was bad. It's not the midfield's fault that they kept going over the top because that's not in the midfield's control. The one thing the midfield didn't do well was that on the ball, their quality was lacking. Don't disagree with that. But defensively, which is what everyone has to gripe with about the Palace game, that's not on the box midfield. I'm sorry. I don't see how I can blame the box midfield for Crystal Palace playing long ball and winning every knockdown.
Okay. The reason why... So that my explanation is the following. I agree with everything that you just said, and I'm not blaming the box midfield. I'm just saying the box midfield did not allow us to have control. It allowed the wing backs to have so much space, Crystal Palace's wing backs, and it allowed Crystal Palace to go long, one ball, and then Mateta was one-on-one with Konate because of our lack of control. Now, the smart thing, by the way, second half, we brought on Cody Gakpo. 100 times we look better. We look 100 times better. Why? Because now the wing backs at Crystal Palace actually have to do some defending. So guess what? Shit looks different now. Even Wirtz looked a lot better in the second half.
But as much as I don't necessarily disagree with that, the biggest difference in that half was Konate won every single one of his duels in the second half.
Yes,
that's so their outlet and the way they were getting the attack.
Speaking like I said, Slot is 100% to blame. I had this conversation with Jamie on Friday and with you as well on the Wednesday, I think it was, or on the Thursday before that. I said, Tom, I told you literally verbatim that I think the players are 20% at fault for everything that's happening. You have to hold players accountable. I'm in agreement with you. But all I want is just the managers put them in the correct position. And guess what? If they don't work out, then we will come here and we will cuss the players together. All I'm saying, look, this is my team. This is what I'll do against Man United. Okay? Mamardashvili, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez. One of Szoboszlai, McAllister, or Jones. Choose anyone you want at this current moment in time. Szoboszlai is the one that's in form, so play him. I'd go Gravenberg, Wirtz in the 10, Isak in front of him, Salah on the right. Personally, I'd go Chiesa on the left, but if he wants to go Gakpo, I don't give a fuck, put Gakpo. This is now a team in which everyone is in the correct position. No one's being bullshitted. No one's being asked to do the shit that they're not good at. And then after that, if they don't perform, I'll blame the individuals. That's it. That's it. Now, what Slot is probably going to do, he's probably going to go Szoboszlai right back, so he could shoehorn McAllister into the team. So he's probably going to go Szoboszlai right back. He might start Ekitike with Wirtz instead of starting Isak with Wirtz. So there's so much different shit that I'm waiting to see the lineup against Man United. That's it.
Fair. I don't think Gravenberch will start against United, so it will be interesting.
Huh? Why?
He's going off injured.
If he came off injured or it's precaution, even if it's precaution, Liverpool have to be a bit careful.
I also doubt McAllister starts because he's flying back late from South America.
I said it the other day. I think Curtis Jones starts against Man United.
I think
I don't mind that.
To start at the minute.
I don't mind that.
I think Curtis Jones does what this team needs at the minute, and people don't like to hear it from me because I've been on the Curtis Jones thing for so long, and people think it's just me running a fucking propaganda thing. What I think this team lacks is what Curtis Jones is the only one giving us at the minute. He's the only one who is actually passing the ball to the forwards through the lines. Gravenberch is brilliant at dragging that ball forwards with his dribbling. Szoboszlai is brilliant at dragging that ball forwards with his dribbling. But teams, if you play the pair of them together, it worked against Atleti because Atleti don't have the setup to counteract that. Because they go man to man. If you go man to man on Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, you're fucked because they'll turn you, and they're physically stronger than you, and they'll match you on that. But it's when teams like Chelsea do it, or teams like Galatasaray do it, where they add the wingers tucking in dead narrow, almost giving the fullbacks the lice, like funneling the ball.
I think starting Curtis Jones is a good idea, actually. Great idea.
But my whole point is, maybe it's how I look at football, and if anyone looks at football differently, you can disagree. If you play a pivot, I think you need one passer and one dribbler. We have the dribblers. Szoboszlai and Gravenberch are your dribblers. They're brilliant at that. I think right now we need a passer in there who can just help break up opposition pressures in a different way, because right now Van Dijk's forced to do an awful lot of that, and we're wasting them a little bit. That's why I think Curtis Jones needs to be in the teams a little bit more, because I don't think he's had a bad game this season, for one. I think he's harshly judged by a number of people in this fan base. And what he does to this team, if we're saying we don't have control, it's one thing Curtis Jones will give you, whether we like it or
control.
not. It gives you control of games because he plays.
He changed the game against Arsenal when he came on.
He plays the safe, whether we like it or not, he plays a safe pass more often than not, which is what you need when you want control.
He does also hold on to the ball and dribble when
he went for a shit. He went for a shit. Callum Sanderson. He went for a shit.
I wish he was there. I don't. Curtis on his day is excellent. The problem with Curtis is he sometimes tries to do more than he should, and sometimes he has main character syndrome sometimes, in my opinion. But he's a very, very needed squad member, in my opinion. I don't know if I'd start Curtis.
He won't ever be the long-term solution because of that. I will never disagree that Curtis Jones has a knack for holding onto the ball for too long at points. But I do think if your gripe with the team at the minute is our midfield lacks control and our midfield is holding us back, Curtis Jones brings an element of balance to that team because As it stands this season,
starting, nothing wrong with it.
As it stands this season,
by the way, he hasn't even done anything wrong this season. Curtis
No, he
Jones.
hasn't. Shall I be honest with you? See how everyone calls
can I just say that I do find it funny that Husam was the one saying Curtis Jones is harshly judged in this fan base after you called him the worst midfielder you've ever seen, even worse than Charlie Adam.
Yeah, but he's performed way better last season. Bro, last season performance, Jones on Palmer moved me. I'll be honest. That game, I got moved. I was like,
Jones. The only mistake he's made this season was against Galatasaray, and then he won the ball back. So I can live with that. What I would say with Curtis, so you see how everyone had this whole...
He lost the ball once. You're so fucking shameless and fraudulent.
I literally
you want Curtis Jones to have 100% passing accuracy? Is that what you want? He won the ball back. He lost it once. Go ahead, Mr. Stans.
Jamie, you're not going to like me for saying this, but hear me out here, yeah? I know everyone called Endo the closer. I'd rather Curtis Jones comes on to close out games than Endo, though.
Yeah, so would I. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Jamie, you changed, bro. You good?
Yeah, Endo's legacy's intact. It don't matter.
Hold on. I need to make sure this is the real Jamie. Jamie, who's my favorite fighter?
Male or female?
Male. Don't answer.
No, I think Curtis Jones is he's the midfielder.
Curtis Jones is your favourite fighter?
No. against Everton, he was against Everton. Curtis Jones is the perfect midfielder for this slot system. He really is. He's the perfect midfielder for this slot system. You know, he keeps it when he needs to keep it, and he plays it simple. That is that. If you want control in a game in midfield, that's what you need as a midfielder. You know, I think some of our midfielders play too many risky balls, and that's why we lose a lot of possession. Curtis Jones doesn't do that. So if you're watering that down a little bit of Curtis Jones playing at the moment, I think it's perfect.
He's also tactically smart. That's why he can play it back if needs be, or he can.
That's why he's here and Harvey Elliott left. I just think McAllister will play, man. I think Slot's obsessed with Alexis McAllister. I think he sees him as the brains of our midfield. And even if he's not in form, McAllister will play, in my opinion. I'm hoping Grav don't play. I think Grav needs to be looked after. So if it was precaution that he came off for, you know, and he ain't injured and he feels fine, I just think we've got to be careful with Graham Birch because we ain't got another player like him in our squad at the moment.
I shit it.
Yeah, but Slot don't like him, does he? So
but Carl, he said in the squad. I can't remember the last time Bajcetic was in a matchday squad.
He just said Bajcetic. He just said Bajcetic, you guys. It's fucking October 13th, 2025, and he said Bajcetic, the third centre back at Las Palmas.
This is calm Husam with free speech on this channel. This what.
When was the last time fucking Bajcetic made an appearance for us?
But he just said Bajcetic, bro. Fucking hell, man.
No, when was the last time Bajcetic made an appearance for us?
2 years ago, was it? 2 years ago?
Yeah. Bajcetic didn't even play in the Carbo Cup, bro.
The last appearance Stefan Bajcetic made for Liverpool Football Club was against Tottenham Hotspur at home in the third to last game of Jurgen Klopp's reign when he got 20 minutes off the bench. He was only in the matchday squad for 3 Premier League games that year and only appeared in 1. His last start was against Lask Linz in the Europa League that year in the very first group game. So Stefan Bajcetic's last start for Liverpool Football Club was over 2 years ago. And I've got Callum Sanderson coming here going, if Gravenberch's injured, we got Stefan Bajcetic. A man who wasn't started for us for 2 years.
I'd have Treyer in ahead of Stefan right now, personally.
Treyer.
I think Arne Slot wants to almost transform Trey into another Gravenberch. That's why he plays him so deep in pre-season.
He looked good there as well, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Let me just address this Arsenal fan.
More stupid there when in the fucking Southampton game he played Trey Ioni's the 10 when all pre-season he'd been playing him as the deepest midfielder.
Let me just address this Arsenal fan. When Liverpool fans are demanding the league after restructuring their squad, are they slot out if he's second or third? Explain Liverpool must. Now, very simple answer. The reason why we want to be slot out is because Slot has already shown the ability to get over the line by winning the league last season. Now, I understand you want to paint us with your insecurities, but unfortunately for you, Slot hasn't been here for 5 years without winning a league title after spending $1 billion.
I don't think he's actually attacking us, Sam. I think he's asking a genuine question. This doesn't read like an attack.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pastor Callum. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Preacher.
He's literally saying when Liverpool fans are demanding the league after restructuring their squad, are they slot out if he's second or third? Explain what Liverpool must is.
I actually think, I think he's right.
He's actually not.
That kind of question, Husam.
It's actually a really good question.
It's this time and Sam's not read it correctly.
Wow. This is calm Husam. This is calm Husam. I see it.
Do you know what it is, Cal? He's like a bull in one of them bullfighting things. He's just seen the Arsenal shit and instantly gone to fucking toxic agenda, Husam. How dare you hate my club? I hate your club.
Cal Gunn on TV says, bro, I said keep Slot even if he finished 10th, by the way.
At the end of the day, to this wonderfully fair question,
he's gone silent because he knows he was wrong. He will never apologize. He will go silent. Look at him.
Cal Gunner TV. Big up to you. Question. I apologize. I misunderstood you there. Big up, my brother. Shout out to all the Australians that watch us. I hope you're enjoying your Vegemite sandwich.
You put full screen and called Mr. Preacher. Nothing for me. Nice.
Anyway, big up Cal Gunner TV. You get me? Appreciate you, brother. You get me?
He's trying to silence us. It's a dictatorship, people. He's trying to silence us.
Big up to you, Cal Gunner TV. I apologize. I misunderstood you there. You get me? My bad. I own it. I own my mistake. Sorry, brother. But listen, I want to be slot out personally because he got us over the line. You're on mute, fraud. You're on mute, fraud.
Oh, I can unmute now. Thank you. Thanks for letting me back in.
Yeah, go ahead. Respond to him.
No, I actually think what Cal's saying here is spot on. Like,
Cal agrees with Cal. Who the fuck?
Yeah. For me, I still think we should be winning the league. But if we don't win it, I'm not gonna Slot won the league in his first season. I'm not gonna turn on him after one season. But he will have to ask questions, and then he will have to prove himself again.
I think the one that would be slot out on this panel is probably Tom.
Oh, to get Almarin in, ain't it? That's it.
What's it fuck me for? I don't know who to go to first. I'm going to go to you, Tom, as Liverpool got smacked up today. What are you saying?
It's okay, Tom.
Jürgen, mate. I love you, but it's time to go. I think this is what it's. I think this.
Well, we lost 3-0 to Wolves. That's bad.
If you want me to be brutally honest, I wasn't wrong anyway. I said he looked like his time was done at the football club. He resigned a year later because he was too tired. I wasn't a million miles away.
Wow.
Yeah, the point.
What's more toxic, Tom saying that or Husam using that to try and get out of what situation he was in?
Exactly.
What situation? I already apologized to Australian Cal. I already said I'm sorry. The fact that I said I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So I apologized to him and I answered this question. So what? So you never made a mistake in your life? You never made a mistake?
I know plenty. I always make mistakes.
You've never made a mistake in your career?
I just said I make plenty of mistakes all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So
and you're always there to point them out.
No, I don't point out every single one of your mistakes. That is such a lie. That is such a lie. I apologize to Australian Cal because I made a mistake. Humans make mistakes. I thought he was attacking us, but then he was, you get me? And I have PTSD because I've had Arsenal fans all week ask me where's Isak, where's Vert. You get me? Arsenal fans have been on my case, you get me, since the fucking Chelsea game. Yeah. So maybe it's just a little bit PTSD, so allow me to rest, that's the problem. Cal only makes mistakes. Exactly, Fonzie. See, and he's cooking me. He's trying to cook me. Fraud. This guy's such a fraud. Please put Tom and his lawyer Cal in custody. I can't say
I'm
what
not
they
his
did wrong.
lawyer.
I'm sure Tom's got hundreds of cases in this company.
I'm not his lawyer.
Wow. Oh my God. Tom's my brother. Take the knife, stab him in the back.
No, but he can be my brother without being my lawyer. I'm not his lawyer. He's got too many crimes pending.
Callum, you remind me of
I
Arteta.
think my crimes are massively overblown. I would love to see the court case Sam's got going for some of his crimes.
We'll never see it. We'll never get. We'll never see the light of day.
I've got zero time.
Did you know, Cal, that Husam sat there when Arsenal signed Calafiori and said, "I think Arsenal are going to beat the Chelsea 15 goals conceded record." And Arsenal conceded.
That's actually not that crazy of an opinion.
They might this year.
That's
How
not
many
that
goals did
crazy.
Arsenal concede that year? It was last year, weren't it?
No, but now we're being disingenuous.
How are we being disingenuous? You said
because you have to look at the context of when I said it at the time.
You said it in the summer of 2024. By the
Yeah,
end
I
of
said
the
it in the
season.
summer after Arsenal just had the strongest defense in the league, finished 2 points behind Manchester City. I said that they're gonna have they might break the Chelsea record because
No,
they
you said
signed
they
Moreno.
will.
You don't know something, guys. Every time I come to the stream, I get abused, and you get me. I'm always nice to everyone. I'm always nice to everyone. I get abused. You get me. James didn't even turn up. Callum turns up late 3/4 of the time. Matt told me he won't be able. Matt told me he won't be able to make the show at 6 a.m. my time. He messaged at 3 a.m. Big up Jamie for saving us today. Get me, appreciate you. I always get abused on the stream. I didn't even do anything wrong. I'm just trying to get the Liverpool Avengers together. I have never said anything bad about any of you guys. I've shown you nothing but love. What the fuck, bro? I've shown you guys nothing but love and respect, and now you do this to me. I think it's because I'm Arab. I'll be honest. Callum has told me this before. Callum has told me he hates Arabs. That's why whenever I redirect the Sanderson show, he ends the stream. That's what he does. I redirect to his UFC stream, and he has 500 people, and he's like, "Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow." I'm like, "What the fuck, bro? Like, you won't even give the people a chance to watch your stuff? That's a shame."
Hold on a second. How can Cal and I hate Arabs? We love Mo Salah. Mo Salah's brilliant. So we
No,
can't
Callum
hate
thinks
Arabs.
Mane is better. Callum thinks Mane is better. Callum completely thinks Mane is better. Callum's not a Salah guy. Don't put him in the club.
If I were to ask Cal who's Liverpool's best right wing since 2015, he's going to say Markovic. Is that what you're telling me?
No, he won't say Markovic. He won't. But he thinks Mane is better than Salah.
I don't. I've never ever said that.
Why are you lying? You lie so much. You're a Christian man.
When have I said that?
Aren't you supposed to be a God-fearing man? God-fearing man, and I hear what you say on the UFC streams late night when you're talking about Shevchenko and stuff. I know what you're on.
It's not me talking about Shevchenko. It's not me.
No, that's you. That's you. 100% that's you. There's no AI. It doesn't exist on live streams.
This is
Exactly.
slander.
You watch UFC for all the wrong reasons. Like and subscribe.
I do.
This dynamic's hilarious. Cal makes a light-hearted joke at Hussam's expense. Hussam threatens Cal's marriage by saying that he sits there on live streams and talks about women constantly.
Crazy work.
I think Callum is a great guy. And
then Hussam's the poor innocent victim in this who's done nothing wrong, and it's us ganging up on him and bullying him.
I think Callum's a great guy. In the words of the Americans, he's a solid dude. I don't have nothing to say negative about him. You get me? I love working with Callum.
Not now, you don't.
No, I love working with Callum. Callum. I think Tom's the problem. Tom gets in between us, and he ruins the like. Me and Callum actually, whenever we work with each other, we have no problems. And then Tom comes in the middle, and all of a sudden there's beef. Ask yourself why. Thomas Little. Everyone knows already.
What the fuck have I done?
I don't know. You just think box midfield against Crystal Palace is okay, and we all get rattled after.
I said the gamble could have worked. It just didn't. I'm not opposed to taking the tactical gamble to try.
I wasn't a gamble.
I have a really bad joke to make now, but I choose peace. Choose peace today. You get me? I'm choosing. I want to be peaceful. You know. I think. You know, I watched a lot of what Jamie said yesterday, and he's right. We have to create peace, at least among the Liverpool fans. Like, we cannot let the rivals bullshit.
By the way, big up was Gary Rose as well. I don't think there's a bigger twat than Tom in the football space. I appreciate that honour, mate. That's that worked hard to earn that. It brings me great pleasure in the fact that you're sitting there at 1:42 on a Monday morning, fuming out your fucking arse because you don't agree with my football takes. That brings me great fucking pleasure, Gary.
Hey, Gary, I disagree. Okay. He's doubling down. Fair. Fair.
Gary, bro, we'll cook you here, bro.
That's fantastic, Gary. Everyone knows I'm a twat, yet you're still here watching me. So what's that say about you? Who's the bigger twat? The twat or the one who's sitting there watching the twat thinking he's arsed about being called a twat? Well done, Gary.
Very true.
Wow.
Well done, Gary.
Sam's gone.
I love Tom. Hey, where's Rosa when you need her? Rosa, your husband is wilding out, man. Your man's is acting up, Rosa. It's time to get it together. You get me? I actually saw Rosa. Rosa was secretly watching the stream on Friday. You get me? Big up, Rosa. I think maybe she didn't handle rejection well. God bless her. You get me? But yeah, big up to you, Rosa. If you need any support, contact Tom Little on his Twitter. Message him. You get me? Try. Maybe he has to say publicly what he doesn't say privately. You never know. You can always have a chance. Maybe one day he's traveling to your country.
So it's not just Cal's relationship you're trying to ruin, it's mine as well.
How am I trying to ruin Cal's relationship by saying he wants to be with Halle Berry?
No, that's not true either. That's
how am I trying to ruin Cal's marriage by saying he wants to be with another woman?
Do you not know the kind of women?
Look at the camera right now without smiling and say, I don't want to be with Halle Berry. I dare you. And I'll apologize.
I wouldn't touch it.
I don't want to be with Halle Berry.
You're smiling.
Okay.
Why are you smiling?
Cal likes thick, muscular white women. That's what Cal likes.
That's not true.
Whoa.
That's not true.
Hey, Jamie, you're saying Cal's type is China from WWE. China, that's your type.
I only have
You have bigger biceps than me. That's your type. Fair.
No, his type's his wife, for goodness sake. Yeah.
You can still have a type and be loyal to your wife. No one's asking you to cheat. But it's just, if you say, I think
no one's asking you to cheat, Cal, but I will put you in multiple scenarios
where I imply
guys, I think it should be acceptable. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think it should be acceptable for Callum Sanderson, like, to have a celebrity crush. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has a celebrity crush. What, we're gonna act like this is just a me thing? Everyone has a celebrity crush. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
isn't the whole point of a celebrity crush the whole point of it is the fact that they're like basically unattainable?
Mine's
right?
not even female.
Big up Echo. Shout out to
fucking delivery. It was the fucking delivery of it.
That literally caught me so off guard.
But regardless, I'm not crazy. It's okay to have celebrity crush. Like, I'm gonna be 100% loyal to my wife, but if Megan Fox walks into my life, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to have second wife now.
Yeah, she's not meant.
Like, I'm still gonna be married to her and everything, but I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's Megan Fox.
Nah, man.
Megan Fox is like your ultimate, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but
that's like
Sam like this. She's kind of washed now.
You're washed. How about that? You're washed. Don't ever disrespect Megan like that. Talking about you're washed.
No, but I'm talking about prime Megan Fox. 07 Transformers Megan Fox. I'm on board with. Now she drinks like fucking blood and shit. That's too weird for me.
Who's your celebrity crush then? I bet it's gonna be some weird shit. Go on.
Kelly Cage.
Are you asking Tom?
Yeah.
That's for you to guess and for me to know.
What? That's such a cringe answer. Just say who
I
yourself.
feel like Tom's already said, but I can't remember the name.
Ice Spice, is it?
No. I can't look at her the same way after you fucking called Joe Gomez Ice Spice.
Wow.
Look at any time I see it, I just think of you racing a space after we lost the fucking Brighton.
It jiggles too much as well. You know.
I do believe there is a thing. Your celebrity crush is Sexy Red. I'm gonna time you out. Hold that. You deserve time out for this. Out of all the celebrity women, your fucking crush is Sexy Red.
Hang on, who is Sexy Red?
Google it.
She's a rapper.
Nah, I don't have one now because the one I have, Jessica Alba in 2005. That's the pinnacle for me.
So you're saying my one is washed, and you bring up fucking Jessica Alba?
Yeah, because I'm not saying Jessica. If Jessica Alba walked into my life now, I'm not dropping everything.
But you were like 3 years old in 2005.
Yeah.
I've seen films from 2005. Cal. I'm not blocked from seeing films from that time.
But it's not the same watching a film and living through it.
Actually, someone introduced me to her, Sawiti. Oh my god. Lord,
You don't want to get involved with it at the minute. The shit that's going around there. So.
Someone just said Tom's crush is Greta Thunberg.
Wow. Wow. Big up Greta Thunberg.
I don't have one, by the way.
That's a fucking lie, Jamie. You're a liar. Stop lying to the masses. We watch you on the Sanderson show.
Yeah, well, that's
yeah, but UFC fighters are celebrities.
Different, ain't it? You know what I mean? I don't have one.
What do you mean? Imagine a 35-year. First of all, this has nothing to do with age. Like Callum is 51 and he likes Halle Berry. So what?
They're the same age.
You're just every fucking stream at this point. Cal.
This has nothing to do with age, bro.
I'm the oldest person on the show.
Bro, Hamza, you're crazy, bro. What the fuck, bro?
Tatted.
Brother, what do you want?
You can meet her at the border.
Tom can't be a twat because he's spreading his seeds and now he got kids in the academy. Oh my god. You wanna know that joke actually I made started spreading? You know who else made that joke? Barry. He was like, we're figuring out which Tom Little to start in the team. That's when I knew, like, okay, that joke is it hit the fan. I don't think though there's anything wrong with having a celebrity crush despite your age. Because the whole point is they're unattainable. Celebrities ain't attainable to us.
Who says they're unattainable?
Yeah, I mean, now with social media, anything is possible. Maybe Megan Fox could be watching this stream.
You send a few DMs, and eventually they get pick up.
Big up, Megan. You get me. I'll never cheat on you.
That or a restraining order.
yeah. I might have got blocked, but yeah.
There was actually there was a female content creator who messaged Mo on Instagram and Mo blocked her. Mo Salah. He blocked her. Yeah. It's actually happened. I watched the video of it. Thank you, Jenny. There's nothing wrong with celebrity crushes. Why are we changing narratives in life?
We're not saying anything's wrong with it. We're not saying anything's wrong with it, Husam, but it's you sitting there going, so Cal, would you spend the night with Halle Berry? And it's a constant pressure. It's like peer pressure on poor Cal.
But everyone knows that he's lying, though. There is no man that would say no to Halle Berry. He's a fucking liar.
I would.
No, I would.
Why
is that so hard to fathom? Like, I'm a married man. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, of course. As a married man, you would say no. 100%. I accept that. I accept that answer. That's the safe answer. Also, I'm not trying to get.
And then when she's out of earshot, it's a massive yes.
You know, if you're asking me previous to being in a relationship, then the answer is different. But I'm.
The truth is coming out, chat.
Halle Berry's
is coming out.
Halle Berry's only 4 years older than Cal as well.
She's only 4 years old.
4 years older than my build age.
Your real age, yeah.
I need to.
Mine's
start
Tom Hanks, by the way. Always has been, always will be.
Who's that?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Jamie wishes he was Wilson.
I told you, I don't know how you're gonna segue Jeffrey Cabin across on Tom Hanks to do the rest of the show. But all the best to you, Sam. Yeah, good luck with that one.
Big up, Callum. Big up.
Big up, brothers. Smash the like button, people.
Subscribe to the Sanderson Show chat.
Later,
Big up to Sharif, who just brings us back to football. 4-4-2 Isak playing Isak Hugo like he played Frankfurt with Marmoush. Yeah, but they didn't have Salah, Habibi Sharif. Then they did not have Salah in the team. When Jamie said Salah is the problem, it's the problem tactically, not a problem like he shouldn't play. That's the thing. Like, I'm sorry, you just can't.
If he's a problem tactically, could one not argue that maybe whilst we figure it out, it's best if he doesn't play?
No. Because I think it was LB actually who made this point. He was like, you have to figure out a correct style with Mo in the team. If everything is fixed around Mo and he's still shit, that's when you drop him.
Yeah, I hear that.
I get that.
Also, I don't think we can play like the Hugo and Mamouche formation at Liverpool because you got Wirtz there, ain't you? Taking out that space.
Exactly.
More difficult.
The Frankfurt
So you either have to drop Mo or drop Wirtz. And if you drop Wirtz, you low-key have to go Ekitike left wing, man.
The thing is, though, we all kind of understand that Salah's not signing another deal after this one.
I think he goes next summer.
Do we consider the possibility that this is Salah's last season at the football club?
Mm-hmm.
And Liverpool get some money for him and decides to just fully commit to the new era? Because
I agree. I do think Mo goes next season.
That's something that has to be looked at as a real sort of possibility.
It is a possibility, 100%. I'm not denying it. But for now, listen, at the end of the day, if we had Olise in this team, we'd have a different conversation. But we don't. But we don't have Olise in this team. So why should I be speaking about Olise in this team when he plays for Bayern Munich this season? You get me? So I'm gonna have to be a little bit patient with this one and see what happens in the future. But regardless, big up to you guys. This was a great stream. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing on the way out. I enjoyed this. I'm going to be back later tonight. Yeah, during AFCON. Listen, during AFCON, we will see. We will see during AFCON. He might go 4-4-2 diamond.
There is going to be a very uncomfortable conversation that's going to be had on streams if we play well during AFCON.
I got a feeling we'll go 4-4-2 when Salah's in there.
I think he'll do Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz, and Szoboszlai.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. 100%.
And if that plays well, there's going to be some very uncomfortable conversations had on streams in the immediate aftermath.
Well, when you say uncomfortable, all of us though, like our main goal as Liverpool fans is Liverpool to succeed and win. Whoever is in the team and whoever is out, I don't care.
And I think we all agree, Mo Salah's not 28 now, he's 33 going on 34 as well. He's coming to the end of his career, not the middle of his career. So it's easier to start, dropping Mo in games now than it is 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly. It's way more
time now.
Yeah, it's way more different now. I agree with that. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe on your way out. It was very much fun. All the links are in the description. Tom Little's channel, Jamie's channel, and all the boys' channels in the description. James, Matt, Drifty. So go check them all out and go subscribe to all their channels. Love every single one of you. An unbelievable stream, you guys. And I'm back tonight at 8 p.m. for A-listers, Habibis. So I'm see you guys then. Also, we're gonna send you guys over to MHF. We're live at 4:30. Yeah, big up, Habibis. Peace out.